Before the review starts, I just want to say I'm sorry I did not cover this sooner. I know it released on Friday. I was actually out of town, so I just got back in town. I was able to see it today at a matinee, and I just decided to upload my review. So sorry if it's a little bit late, but here we go. Let's dive into it. The discourse surrounding this movie has been going on for a while. People are either excited out of their minds for it, or they are apprehensive and downright angry that Disney is even daring to touch this beloved series. For me personally, I found myself falling into the camp where I was actually kind of excited for it. I did not grow up with Indiana Jones. I kind of rediscovered those films growing up, and when my love of cinema kind of got strengthened, I kind of appreciated them. I love Raiders. I think Temple of Doom is amazing. And I have not seen Last Crusade or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so I have to get on those. But I was kind of excited for this. The trailer kind of had that same vibe going as like Raiders or Temple of Doom, where it sounded like a fun adventure film. I was kind of excited to see where this would go. So I walked out of the theater, and my first reaction was, how do you make an action movie boring?
This way!
Fasten your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
So although I did not think this film was absolutely amazing, and I do have some problems with it, I think I need to address the elephant in the room, which is that before this film even came out, when it was first announced, certain influencers on the internet were already hating on this for kind of stupid reasons. And it kind of made me mad. When people start hating on a film before it even releases, I think that's one of the most childish and immature things you can do. I think that you kind of have to see a film and even judge its merit. You can't base it off of the trailers or the announcements. So I think it kind of annoyed me when some of these internet influencers, I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are, and you guys probably know who they are. They kind of just doomed this movie from the start and said it was going to fail. This film is not the best, but it's not for the reasons that these people are proclaiming it is. I'm going to get into it and what I think is the thing holding this film back from perfection, but it's not what most of those influencers are kind of pushing. It's kind of failing over. So let's get into the review. It definitely has some positives. The action sequences are well done. They're not like excellent by any means. They aren't astounding, but they do a job of entertaining and thrilling the audience. It was very fun to see a lot of beloved characters hopping back in action, like Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, seeing him do all the stunts and the callbacks to the first film with the whip action. And just, it was a very fun action-based film. Mads Mikkelsen is excellent as the villain. He is so good. I love him so much. I've been a big fan of him since Another Round. Go watch that film. He's excellent in it. But here he is just so well cast. You can definitely be like, oh yeah, this is an obvious Indiana Jones type villain. I can't believe he hasn't been cast before this. So he did a very well done job. He was very perfectly cast here. It was fun seeing John Rhys-Davies and Antonio Banderas in this film as well. They were very small parts, but they were both really well done and very engaging and very fun to watch. And I think the first 20 minutes of this film are absolutely perfect. They call back, it's the sequence where like people are kind of freaking out on Twitter where they're like, oh my gosh, they reversed Harrison Ford's age, so he looks like 40 again. Yeah, that's the first 20 minutes, and it's an excellent train action sequence that really just gives you the same vibe as the first Raiders film. It feels so much like a Spielberg type film. So going in, I was watching those first 20 minutes, I'm like, dang, this is really well done. I can't believe people are hating on this movie. And then the actual movie clicked in. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Harrison Ford is, he's whatever. He's not good. He's not bad. He's not memorable. He's not forgettable. He just exists. He's definitely just trying to get his last paycheck. No offense to him. I respect it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, dang, he took a role for money. If I was Indiana Jones, I technically would too. But you can definitely tell he's not like, he doesn't care that he's there. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I'm usually a huge fan of. I love Fleabag, but here she's horribly miscast. I thought she was fine enough. I'm a big fan of her work outside of this. I just felt like the character itself was kind of annoying. I don't think like Phoebe Waller-Bridge was like miscast. I just don't think the character herself is that well written or done. I don't think any female actress could have even pulled this off. So I think that for what it is, Phoebe Waller-Bridge gives a version of this character that's passable. It's not memorable, and it's kind of cringe-inducing in some scenes, but she does what she can with the material, and I'm not gonna like pin it on her. It's definitely the fault of the director, the producer, the writers of making this character kind of hateable. So it's not her fault at all. Also, the ending is so abrupt, and if this is truly the last Indiana Jones film, as some people are reporting, I don't know if that's the case or not. They might make another one. I don't know. But if it is the last one, what a terrible ending for such a beloved series and a beloved character. I cannot imagine. Like, I just don't understand why it ended like that. It was so sudden. Did not solve anything. It felt so forced, and it just was not good. Supporting cast also isn't the best. I didn't really care for anyone really except Mads in this movie. They were all kind of eh. Also, let's address the elephant in the room, which is that it's the modern blockbuster conundrum that these films think they have to be over 2 hours. This movie did not have to be over 2 hours. Where have I heard that one before? It's like every blockbuster feels like, oh, an extra length equals a deeper story and a more epic feel to the movie. Some cases, yes, but this is a case where it doesn't help the movie. It just slows it down, makes it slog. There's a lot of just exposition in between the action, and you're just sitting there, you're like, okay, they're going over the Archimedes dial again for like the 4th time. I'm so tired of hearing about this thing. Gosh, let it end. And let me get to the point of this review where I tell you what my personal opinion is on the thing that is holding this movie back from perfection. On paper, another Indiana Jones film seems like such a hit. It seems like everyone will love it, especially the release weekend. 4th of July weekend is a very good weekend for a film like this. My audience, surprisingly, was packed full of, dads and sons, and I just felt it was a very fun audience. It's a very big summer blockbuster, so it's a good release date. But let me tell you the reason I think why this film failed. It's not because of the reasons that everyone else online, some people online are proclaiming at least. It's just not fun. That's it. That's the reason this film failed. It's just not fun. It doesn't capture the same feeling as the other films in the series, where it was a fun sense of adventure, excitement, and intrigue. Indy was a hero you could root for and just empathize with, and there were a bunch of fun side characters. None of that is to be found here. It's just dark and depressing. It's not a fun film. I did not walk out of the film feeling just elated, like, wow, that was so fun watching Indiana Jones. I was just like, wow, that was kind of painful. I'm not going to lie. It just doesn't capture that same sense of adventure and fun that the other films in the series did. Even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I've heard, while not the best film in the series, it still managed to capture that. This one is just a definitely like different vibe from the other films. It could have worked, but I don't think it does in the long run. I think it was pretty misplaced in a film like this. For everything I just kind of dogged on this movie, at the end of the day, it's whatever. I'm not going to watch this again probably ever, or if it is ever, probably in a while. But for a summer popcorn flick for 4th of July weekend, it's okay. It's a good pick for that. If you just want something that you can turn your brain off, enjoy the action, go for it. So that is my review on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I would give the film a 64 out of 100. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to click the subscribe button down below, like the video, and turn on push notifications so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel. With that being said, this is Mitchell signing off. Peace out.